When people think of animatronic pizza restaurants, people think of Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz Pizza. Those are the ones that will always come to mind. But in the 1990s, there was a smaller, independently owned place called the Banjo Billy's Pizza. There's a little bit known about it, but I think it's a pretty fascinating restaurant, and I just wanted to tell you guys about it. So, before we go into the video, like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So, Banjo Billy's Pizza was founded in 1994 by Trey Lewis, and it opened in the Federal East Plaza Mall in Houston. At the time, family entertainment centers were extremely popular, especially ones that combined food, arcade games, and animatronic shows. Even though Banjo Billy's had one location and a smaller budget compared to all the other major chains, it still followed the exact formula. Families could come in, eat some pizza, play some games, watch a little stage show to entertain them. For a local business, this was a pretty ambitious project, especially considering the cost and the complexity of maintaining the animatronics. Despite those challenges, the restaurant actually saw a decent amount of success early on. Became really well known in its area, especially among families looking for a fun, affordable alternative to the other bigger chains. By 1995, just a year after opening, the business had grown enough to produce two television commercials, one in English and one in Spanish. Inside the restaurant, the atmosphere would have been a little lively, colorful, with the arcade machines, birthday parties, the animatronic stage. You know, One of the most interesting things about Banjo Billy was their animatronic show. Instead of just building new characters, they just reused the old animatronics from Pizza Time Theater. They retrofitted them, redesigned them, gave them new masks, gave them new names. Like Chuck E. Cheese became Rose the Bunny, Helen Henny became Johnny B. Rooster, and Jasper became Banjo Billy. Another standout feature was the interactive animatronics system. The staff members could legit control one of the characters in real time and just speak to them inside of a microphone, allowing the character on stage to directly talk to the cage. So obviously, this is going to make birthday parties feel more personal and more memorable. Like imagine you, little Timmy, sitting down having a nice little birthday party, and you really like these animatronics. You're digging them; they're pretty cool. And then they say "Happy birthday, little Timmy" or something along that line. That's pretty cool. Like to have that is very very cool. Unfortunately, even with a very cool feature like this and the early success they had, Banjo Billy's Pizza didn't last very long. In 1998, only after 4 years of being in operation, the restaurant closed permanently. The reasons they closed aren't really like documented or anything, but it's likely due to the competition or just the high maintenance costs for the animatronics. Even after that, there were plans to sell the animatronics to someone who wanted to open a similar restaurant in Arkansas. However, it never really happened, and the characters were eventually separated, and some of them were like modified, and then some of them were also just lost. So that should be about it. Even though Banjo Billy's Pizza was short lived, it still left behind a very, very good legacy. In the end, Banjo Billy's Pizza is just one of those forgotten places that, just shows how creative and experimental family entertainment used to be. Even though it didn't really last very long, it's still a very cool piece of history worth remembering. That's all I gotta say. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys sometime.